welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tag, and it was a video I watched yesterday about the coronavirus that Grey Wolf did. He did a COVID-19 tag where he just answered 10 questions about the situation and how it's affecting him. So you're welcome to do this tag if you want. I'm going to name somebody at the end so they can do it. But before I say anything, obviously everybody has a different opinion about this. So if you do this, just make sure that you're not hating somebody for it. You know, we don't know nothing about it. We probably will never know, you know, if there's secrets behind it, government hiding stuff, or it's just one of them things that happens. So please don't do any hate. There's no point. You know, you're not going to get anywhere with it anyway, and you could possibly get it taken down if you do the video, or maybe even worse, banned if you're saying really horrible stuff about somebody. Anyway, I'm going to go through the 10 questions and tell you my experience so far of actually the coronavirus and how it's affected me. So, number one, how has the coronavirus affected me? Well, at the start, I don't think many people knew about it. Not many people actually knew if it was a real thing or just some news report that it won't affect anybody. You know, we get them day in, day out on the news that something's happened, like either a war or something, and it was like that for me. And also it was in a different country, so when it's miles away, you don't really pay attention. But obviously how it's spread now and it's everywhere, it still didn't really affect me, because I thought, well, when I listened about how the virus is spreading and how it's affecting people, I thought, well, I'm not in that category anyway, that it's not going to affect me. You know, I'm one of the lucky ones where it would not affect. You know, I can't die from it, basically, unless I'm really, really unlucky. So it didn't really take effect. But obviously, I know people who it could affect, and it's family members, obviously my dad and my nan, because they're the only two people that could potentially die from it. And yes, it started taking effect when it obviously got into UK, and then when we had our first outbreak in Telford, because that's where I live, in Telford. It was a long time until I got a case in Telford, and then it sort of hit the actual place actually itself. We thought we was immune to it, our little town, but when we got it, you saw a lot of people, actually the sensible ones, disappear, you know, and it's sort of like brought around a bit of a worry around the actual place where I live, and people started listening to, obviously, to Prime Minister Boris Johnson and doing what they're meant to be doing. It has affected me in other ways, but I will tell you in one of the other questions why, because I'll be answering all the questions in this one. Question 2. How many days do you think this virus will last for? It's a question that I don't think anybody knows, not even the leading scientists. I've heard outbreaks of it in China are now slowed down, and they're planning on going back to normal. But I've heard that this virus is uncontrollable. I've heard that it can be. I heard it can come back, and I've heard a little story of this woman who predicts stuff. It was in a book, I can't remember her name, but she said that there will be an outbreak in a virus sort of way that will come, go away, and then hit us back with a vengeance about 3 or 4 months later. So we're looking around Christmas time when it's going to come back. Don't know if it's true. You know, there's plenty of people predict the world's going to end and all that, but so far she's right about this. And also there's a video which was done about 4 years ago by Bill Gates at a conference, saying that it's going to be an outbreak, and if we don't start preparing for it now, millions of people are going to die. Basically going on saying that we spend so much money on military to defend ourselves, but the biggest killer could be a virus, and it's true. So if I'm thinking about how long it's going to last, I think we're going to be in isolation for the whole of the year. I do. I just think that, one, we won't know how to get rid of it. Vaccines can take up to 2 years to produce, and also I just don't think people will take it serious. I think the people won't take it serious, will still be doing what they want to do, and then it's going to get to the stage where we get that bored and irritated. We're going to start causing trouble. We're going to like rebel. We want to go out and everything. So the police will then have to sort that out, and it's going to be just like carnage. I actually do think we're going to have like a meltdown where people are going to start looting, and then because the virus doesn't really affect a certain age group that much, they don't really care. You know, if you're one of them idiots that don't care about nothing, you know, like there was a bloke going around the shopping centre licking shelves, you know, going, I'm going to give you all my coronavirus, you know, idiots like that. And there's plenty of them around, so if we don't do anything about them sort of people, it's not gonna stop. Because remember, this all started from one person eating a bat. I don't know how it's spread, but that's how it apparently started. Question 3, how are you occupying yourself during this outbreak? Well, I work. I'm a key worker. I work in a shop just stacking shelves, so that is occupying me a lot. Obviously I have my son half a week, and he occupies me. It is boring because I don't work that many hours. My hours have been cut because our shop's not getting the products in, so we've had our hours cut, and also the shop is going quite quiet now because everybody's going to the main supermarkets to get their food, and I think they forget about my shop. So it wasn't really busy, and yesterday was busy because it was a Friday, so payday for a lot of people. But other than that, I just work, come home, and that's it really. Don't really do much else. I mean, I've been eating a lot more, which I think is just binge eating, and I think I've been just like eating because I've got nothing else to do. But I've still kept up with my workouts as best as I can. Nothing like at the gym, but what can you do? Number 4, are you worried? Well, yeah, I am worried, even though I can't really die from this. I'm worried for other people. There's so many people I know that could not be here because of this virus, and that worries me. You know, you take things for granted, and I think still people take things for granted. I had to go to somebody at work because of the situation with my dad, and I've noticed that people only care about things until it affects them. They never care about things before it happens. For instance, if somebody in your family dies from this, they'll be serious about it. You know, it's like, I know it sounds bad, but people always do things for charities after a family member gets it, you know, like cancer, but you don't really bother with it when it's not affecting you. So yeah, I am worried for other people. Right, number 5, what business companies have affected you? Well, there's only one, and that's the gym. Without the gym, I can't improve myself. You know, I try to buy stuff off the internet and I'm not paying prices, and it still won't be as good as going to the gym. The gym for me was something to get away from all the things, my little hobby as well, and it's amazing how much you miss something when it's not there. But yeah, the gym, nothing else, because I don't really do much else. Don't go out anymore, you know, don't really go out in public, you know. I used to just, like I say, just work, go to the gym, come home, watch some TV, but that's it. Yeah, the gym. All my gains are going. Number 6, what am I doing to help the crisis? Well, I'm a key worker. Like I said, I'm stacking shelves in a shop, and that's all I'm really doing. Obviously, I'm washing my hands all the time. My hands are so sore at the moment. I wash my hands, I put gloves on at work, I even double glove them, and that's all I can do. You know, stick to the guidelines as best as I possibly can. And obviously I've got a little boy, so I tell him to wash his hands more, and you know, that's about it. There's not much I really can do. I did apply for a few jobs, stacking shelves in the big supermarkets, but for some reason I didn't hear anything about them. Maybe they're helping out more people who've lost jobs. So, and they've seen I've already got a job, so they may be thinking, well, you've already got a job, we'll help people with no job. So, but maybe I might get a phone call in the next week or so, because apparently they've had loads of people apply for these. Number 7, do you know anybody who has COVID-19 or is in self-isolation? I don't know anybody who's got it. Like I said, there's only 2 people who've died in my actual area, but my dad is at high risk. He got a letter through this week saying at high risk. He has COPD and he has diabetes, so if he gets it, it's gonna be not good. It's gonna be serious. And I know a lot of people at work are self-isolating. Every day another person's not coming in, they're feeling the effects, so they're self-isolated. But back to my dad, he's obviously, we're doing the best we can. The thing is, I live with my parents, and this is one thing the government haven't done, is the people who are on a low wage can't afford to move out. So we're basically risking, you know, killing my dad, basically. I mean, I'm going in and out, going to work. My son is coming from one place to another place, but hopefully my ex and whoever that she lives with haven't got nothing, and you know, doesn't affect us. Well, like I said, when I was about being worried, it is my dad, because knowing that me going out to work to survive could potentially kill my dad. You know, obviously I don't go up to him and hug him and go around right next to him, but do any of these people catching it? You know, I don't know. You know, like Boris Johnson, I mean, who did he catch it off? But just by shaking somebody's hands and then touching your mouth like that, that's how you can catch it, that easy. So you don't have to be affectionate or loving to somebody. You can just be touching something that somebody's then put something on their hand, and then you've touched that thing, you've got it on your hand, and then you wipe it on your mouth or itch your mouth. The virus apparently stays on an object for quite a few days apparently, so you know, it's not something you can just disappear into thin air, you know. But yeah, every day is a blessing at the moment, you know. At the moment where I live, it's now gone to 21 cases. It's going up rapidly. I mean, this time last week we had 3, and now we've got 21 or 22, something like that. So just have to make sure that we are careful. Luckily my shop is quiet and I try to keep away from people so I don't catch anything. Yeah, but we'll have to just cross our fingers and hope nothing happens. Number 8, do you think more can be done to actually fight this outbreak? Yes, loads. I think we should go on lockdown completely. I don't think letting people have a right to do something is right to do. Our population is full of weirdos, and I mean there's a hell of a lot of weirdos. Just people who don't care, people who are nuisances, people who just don't have lives, and think it's funny to do stuff which is serious. You know, people who don't care about anybody else, and also people who are capable of looking after themselves, but they're not all there, if you know what I mean. Not being nasty, but they don't really understand the situation, and no one is helping them out to realise how serious it can be. They all need to be locked down. Everybody needs to be locked down, and if you break it, then you get not a fine, you get put in prison, and put in prison for a certain amount of days, just a standard month, right? But not straight away, because obviously our prisons will be absolutely full. Just put in prison when the outbreak is done. You will be put into a prison or a cell and locked down for 28 days or however long a month is, just to teach you a lesson what it is like to be on lockdown, because obviously you didn't want to do it for a serious case, so now you're going to be punished for it. I don't think this day of exercise is any good. I think it's pointless, because we can all do exercises in the house, things to do in the house exercise wise, then outside. Yes, you can go for a walk, but you can go for a walk around the house, go run up and down the stairs 20 times. Joe Wicks doing an absolutely brilliant thing on YouTube, you know, and like over 2 million people tuning in every morning for his little workout, you know, workout videos. There's plenty of things to do in exercise, you know. It's just an excuse, and people are walking around the places saying it's an exercise. I've actually got a bit of like customer rage recently, where people are coming in for pot noodle, or coming in and just browsing. They're not even buying any food, because I work at a shop where it sells home stuff as well. They're coming in buying stuff, you know, like cushions and stuff. We've closed some of the actual sections off now, so they can't buy it, but it's stupid. Obviously I catch the bus home, and you got people just sitting around, you know, teenagers on skateboards, you know, and it's wrong. It's just wrong. You know, if this is a virus that anybody could catch, I guarantee they wouldn't be hanging around, you know. If the army came on the streets and patrolled the streets, you could easily do that, and it would just be like, put them, it would make them think, you know, oh, the army are going to get me, you know, or the police are going to get me. I can't see it getting better if people don't stay in. I mean, even Boris Johnson's got it. I mean, if he can get it, and Prince Charles can get it, you know, and they're sensible. Anybody can get it. Number 9, what do you tell your children in these times? Because for some reason, my lad came out with the actual virus. He goes, "Oh, don't want to catch the coronavirus." And I was like, what? So he's obviously seen it on the news, he's learned about it, he washes his hands, he loves hand sanitizer, he absolutely loves it. So I'm quite lucky I didn't have to teach him, but he washes his hands and everything. It's quite good for the younger generation to actually see they're actually going to be more hygienic. And the last question is, what do you think COVID-19 is? I just think it's a virus. Right, I don't know where it's from, but I'm not a scientist, so I wouldn't know. And even scientists don't know. But we've had loads of these sort of viruses throughout the years, you know, Black Death. And if you know your history about biblical history, we had these plagues, and we've had a fire, which was in it. We've had locusts, which is in over near Asia somewhere, and now we've had a virus. I don't believe in that stuff, but sometimes I think some things happen to get rid of people, to make the population back to normal. Don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna finish it now. I'm gonna tag Curtis High Fitness because it'd be quite interesting, because obviously he's got a son and a daughter around the same age as mine, and see how it's affected him, because obviously he's a person who's a personal trainer, and how it's affecting his business. Anyway, all stay safe, and I'll see you next time.